Being an introverted photographer can be a struggle. I would know because I used to be one myself. I used to never have much confidence in my ability as a photographer. I always relied on the team or the model's input on my photo shoots. I never had confidence in my own vision. I used to have this lingering feeling of nervousness and awkwardness when I was on set. And because of that, I was never able to create my best work because my nerves got the best of me. But as soon as I implemented the steps that I will give you in this video, I am now a photographer who provides unforgettable and positive experiences for my clients. And the knowledge that I'm about to give you in this video got photographers on my program just like Rob, who before was a very introverted and more shy photographer, to now a photographer who carries himself with much more confidence in his ability on set, being able to direct his models very clearly and in a more professional manner, letting him create his best work that lands him those clients. And if you want to check out the full in-depth guide to building up a profitable portrait photography business, helping photographers just like Rob, then click the top link below to check it out. First tip, the one thing that instantly improved my confidence: act as if everyone is incompetent. Like, truly believe that you're the best in that photo shoot. Like, you know what is best for your shoot. Like, no one knows as much as you. You're the most talented person in that room to get the best photos possible. Literally walk on set, walk onto your photo shoots with this sense of arrogance, with this sense of like high confidence of like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Like, no one else can tell me what I'm doing is wrong. Like, literally almost believe that you're the most superior person in the room and everyone else is below you when it comes to stuff like your creative side and how good you are at that sort of thing. Like, obviously disclaimer, don't be rude about it, of course. Don't be literally like being rude to the people thinking, oh, you know nothing, I'm better than you. Like, it's a personal thing, like I'm better than you specifically. More thinking it as a thing. It's like you're essentially gaslighting yourself into thinking that you're better than you actually are. You're not letting anyone else walk all over you. You're not letting anyone else walking all over your projects and doing their thing or whatever it is. Like, you know what it is. You're the photographer. You know what you're doing. You have your own professional opinion, and that is the right opinion. Again, don't be rude about it. Don't be like, oh, I'm better than you as a person, or being rude to them. Obviously, still be open to suggestions. If they want to suggest a shot or something like that, or a certain lighting technique or whatever it is, be open to it. Obviously, consider it. But for the most part, you know what is best. You don't have to rely on anyone else, essentially. That's the issue that I had, and that's probably what issue that you have right now, is that you rely too much on everyone else's input. Like, you think, okay, a model is going to suggest a pose, or the model is going to suggest a specific shot, or lighting setup, or a lighting technique, or type of photo, or the stylist or the makeup artist is going to know what to do. Like, no, like, you need to go into it thinking that, like, even if you were literally by yourself, or no one, it was like a test and an exam that no one else could help you out, you could still pass that test. You could still get the best photos possible, if that makes any sense. Like, no one else could actually like tell you what you can do. It's all up to you when it comes to the technical side of things and the photography side, and you can still create your best work. And again, it sounds very controversial and kind of rude, but clients actually love this, and people in general actually love this, because it shows, especially if you're the photographer of the entire shoot, it shows that they're in good hands. Like, if you walk onto set and you know exactly what setup you're going to go for, what types of shots that you're going to get, etc., people are going to naturally respect you more. Because it's like, oh wow, this guy actually knows what he's doing. Like, this person actually knows what they're doing, because they're actually going on there with a specific vision in mind. They're not going like, oh, what shot should I do, guys? Or what lighting setup should I do, guys? Like, you'd be surprised. People don't like that. Like, you don't want to be this super collaborative photographer. Like, photographers, or like not photographers, like clients and people that you work with don't really want that. They don't really want you to be like too collaborative, where they're always asking for their opinion. Like, you're always asking for their opinion on what type of shot you should do, what pose that you should do. Like, you should be able to take full control on the set. Like, you should not have to rely on someone else to tell you what shot you need to get or what lighting that you need to go for, etc. Clients love this. Clients want that type of photographer because it shows you know what you're doing. And what can help you with that tunnel vision confidence is your planning. And if you're finding the video useful so far, you might as well check out the course with the top link below. I give out knowledge just like this in much more detail. literally get the step-by-step guide to making money as a portrait photographer. There's a module in there called the Photo Genius or the Photo Shoot Genesis that it literally goes over how I carry myself on set as a photographer, what I do to communicate with my models, how do I direct, how do I work with people to give them and provide them the most positive and unforgettable experiences. That is going to eventually land you more work in the future. I teach all of that in the top link below. So yeah, check it out. Okay, so back to the planning, right? Do most of the work of your photo shoots in the pre-production phase. Like if you struggle with lighting, if you struggle with finding out what pose you want to do, what shots you want to get, plan it all out beforehand. There's nothing about you have to like freestyle on the day and you have to know exactly what to do. Like somehow people think that you need to just think of everything on the spot on the day. You need to be good at that. Like obviously it's good to be good at, it's good to be a photographer that can freestyle and kind of think on the spot, but you don't need to do that, especially in portrait fashion photography. You can plan everything beforehand. I plan out my lighting. I literally create a very specific like lighting diagram of where all the lights are going to be, etc. So when I go on the set, I can start setting up the lights, or people can start setting up the lights for me. I know exactly what setup that I want. I create a shot list too, so I know exactly what type of shots that I want to get, the poses, the angles, etc. So I know that. Sometimes I even know that maybe even though the very specific settings that I might use. So you can see how if you go into the shoot fully prepared, that allows you to be extremely confident. Because I think most shyness and timidness and awkwardness and that sort of thing from photographers comes from simply being unprepared. It just comes from them not really knowing what to do. And the reason why you're probably quite introverted and quite shy on your shoots right now is because you don't really know what you're doing. And you haven't really planned anything out and you haven't really took it that seriously. It's probably not because of you as a person, like your personality as an introvert. It's probably just because you're not that confident in your ability as a photographer. Because I noticed when I started to plan my photo shoots out, I started to actually take it seriously and like make a shot list, a lighting plan, etc., and go into it with like a certain tunnel vision mindset where I know exactly what I'm going for and go straight into the photos. That's when I feel the most confident. That is when I feel like, oh, I can get the best photos possible and I can be as confident as possible on set and be as charismatic or whatever, is when I know what I'm actually doing. Because like the first point was more this psychological thing. The first point is more like a psychological tip, like gaslighting yourself into thinking that you're better than you actually are. But this point is more like, this tip is more practical. Like use that first point of the psychological thing of like pretending you're better than you actually are. And then using this alongside this point of like actually planning it out and putting in practical methods to increase your confidence and your ability as a photographer. So when you add them together, you can become a more extroverted or charismatic photographer. Because again, most of it just comes from being unprepared. Like I guaranteed if you're for your next photo shoot, you know exactly what the lighting is, you know the poses that you want to go for, you know everything like that, and you have full of confidence in your ability that you're going to take good photos, you wouldn't be shy, you wouldn't be quiet and timid on set, you would be quite confident. You would walk in there being like, yeah, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm happy, I'm in a good mood, I'm going to take some amazing photos today, I'm going to get paid for it, or if I'm not going to get paid for it, I'm still going to create amazing photos to eventually get paid work. This is going to be a great time. But you're not going to have that feeling if you don't really know what you're doing. Like obviously you can gaslight yourself as much as possible thinking that you're really good at what you do or whatever, but if you don't plan it out, if you don't like actually try to improve as a photographer, there's only so you can only go so far. And again, about the clients and people that you work with love this. They love how you can prepare for it. You can create a treatment or a PDF for the photo shoot, for the project at hand. You can create a shot list. You can tell them what lighting that you're going for and what the styling is going to be, or whatever it is, and the location and whatever it is, and that you can almost schedule the photo shoot in a way. And you've done that, and they love that shit. Especially on the lower levels too. Especially on the lower levels where you're not really charging that much, or you're starting out as a photographer. Most photographers on these lower levels don't do this. They don't do this, and they Obviously they're beginners, so that's why they don't do it. But imagine you're a beginner photographer, like you're watching this video, you're quite new to it, or you're more intermediate, and you do what professionals do. Professionals do this. This is why I started doing this, because I started to work with massive photographers in the past, and they were doing this exact thing. They were planning it out, making a treatment, making a PDF, shot list, mood boards, etc. So if you started doing that as a beginner, you're gonna look so much better, and you can actually start charging more money because you create a better service compared to the photographers on your level. And I do teach how you can prepare for your photo shoots, how you can create the best experience for your clients in much more detail in the course, which is top link below, like I mentioned earlier. Yeah, like much more detailed advice compared to the videos on YouTube. And a bonus tip, work with the right people and source a team. It's obviously great to be a good photographer within yourself, like learning how to light, learning how to compose your image, maybe even being good at posing your models, but it can only go so far. So if you want to take your photos to another level and start by creating super professional looking work that will land you those high paying clients, sourcing a team is going to help you get to that point. Getting a stylist, getting a makeup artist, a movement director, a creative producer, whatever it is, mainly like a makeup artist and a stylist, that is what is going to help you boost your work to another level. And how can you find these people to work with? Well, it's about going out there and networking. I get people telling me in my comment section and like messages all the time being like, how do I find a stylist in this area? How do I find my stylist? How do I find a makeup artist? How do I find a model? Whatever it is. What I like to do, I just go on Instagram and message a bunch of people. Go on your explore page, type in like your city or your area, and then models, makeup artists, stylists, whatever it is. Go for the explore page and find which ones you could want to work with someday. Find their accounts and literally DM them. And by the way, again, top link below, like I'd give you message templates if you want to learn exactly what to message the models and to message the team to guarantee responses, but that is what you got to do. You got to just message them anything. You'd be like, oh, I want to do a shoot sometime, blah, blah, blah. I want to collab. Let's work together on a project. That'd be really cool. Like, that is how I built it up. I can't, there's no special method behind it. I'm trying to like give you some sort of like, I can't give you this really specific, very special thing method to tell you how to find people to work with. It's like, it really is as simple as just going on Instagram, finding people on the explore page and messaging them. Do you know how many people that don't do that? Like I've spoke to people on my program, again, top link below if you want to check it out. And I was speaking to one of them at one point, and he was going to do a shoot in Toronto, and he doesn't really know anyone in Toronto because he's not from there, but he wanted to do a shoot there. And he's like, how am I going to find the logistics of it? It's going to be really hard to find that. It's like, literally, I told him, go on Instagram, go in your city or whatever it is, then models, and then makeup artists, then stylists or whatever it is. You can find like 10. I actually remember I literally did it. I literally went Toronto stylists and I found like a bunch of options I sent to him. Like there's so many people that you could like message and get in contact with. Like, yeah, obviously not all of them are going to respond, but if you're realistic about who you message, like it's not like someone with like 1 million followers, but it's someone with maybe like a couple of thousand or a couple of hundred followers, messaging them and being like, let's do a shoot sometime. And you'd be surprised how many people would want to actually work with you for free. When I first started out back in like 2022, 2023, I had basically no portfolio. I told people I'm a photographer, I want to build my portfolio as a portrait photographer. Do you want to work together sometime? Do you want to do a shoot sometime? And they're like, yeah, let's do a shoot, that'd be cool. Even if you have no portfolio, it's like, it doesn't matter. Like they actually want, you'd be surprised how many people would work with you for completely free. They don't ask for any, obviously there'll be people out there who will try to get them paid or whatever, but for the most part, you could get people that are in the kind of similar boat to you, but in their sort of like expertise, so maybe that's styling or makeup and they're trying to build up that portfolio in that like genre, they'll gladly work for free. Some people would literally travel hours just to do a collaborative shoot. You'd be surprised the amount of people that I've worked with that have literally just to collab with me, not to get paid by me or anything like that, just to collab with me, that have traveled like 3 hours just to see me, just to do a photo shoot with me. Like, that happens. Because again, I figure this goes back to the general point and theme of this video and the message of this video, your confidence level. You think that, oh yeah, why would people want to work with me for free? Like no one's messaging me, no one's like, you don't know that until you actually message them. And that's a confidence issue with you right now. You think that no one's going to want to work with you for free. You'd be surprised how many people want to work with you for free. Obviously me right now, I would ask anyone to work with me for free, and they'll probably work with me for free because I've got a quite established portfolio. I've got a lot of cool work on there. But even when I was starting out, 2023 time, early 2024, and I had barely any photos on my portfolio, I was still getting a lot of responses from people. So it's definitely doable. Also too, like, work with different people every single time. Like, change it up. Like, every single photo shoot that you do a different model, do a different makeup artist, do a different stylist, etc. Build up those connections, because you don't know if you actually think they're good to work with until you've worked with them at least once or twice, and you want to work with other people to see if they're better. Sometimes you don't really vibe with that certain person very well, so you want to work with different people, and eventually you will probably find that dream team, so to say, that you want to work with for basically every single shoot or every single portfolio building shoot. Because obviously your paid shoots are going to be a bit different, because obviously if it's client work, they might source their own team that they want to work with. Obviously that's a bit different. But for your portfolio building shoots, like your free shoots that you organize personally, after a certain point where you've like built up all those connections and you've found out the types of people that you like to work with the most, you can keep repeating using them. Like for me, I use basically the same stylist and the same makeup artist for every single portfolio building shoot that I do, because I found my perfect ones who are not only talented, but also I vibe with the most, I'm like friends with, and I like to hang out with, and I like their energy, because that also comes into your confidence and stuff like that. If you're working with people that like, they're kind of awkward to be around and they're kind of like weird, it's like that kind of obviously affect the experience as a photographer. Like you want to go on a photo shoot, you want to actually have fun. So if you're working with someone who's very like uptight or very just like kind of weird and like, well, what the hell, like, then it's like you don't want to work with that type of person, you know what I mean? So making sure you're finding people that kind of match your vibe, and you will eventually find that. And now that I've been able to do that, I've been able to create my best work yet that lands me those high paying clients, that gets me regular work. And if you want to learn even more about how to land regular clients and build up a profitable portrait photography business while creating your best work, like I've been mentioning throughout the video, click the top link below, which is my course. The modules in there go over everything that I know about portrait photography, how to price yourself, how to network, or what specific messages that you should send to a model or to a stylist or whatever that, to actually get them on board to work with you. Because yeah, obviously they're going to work with you for free, but you kind of still need to convince them to want to actually work with you. Obviously I'll look over how to price yourself when you eventually get those clients, how to invoice clients, all those really specific things I don't really talk about in my videos, I talk about in the courses. Obviously I give you a step-by-step guide to building up your portfolio from the ground up. The place is for everyone, by the way. You can be a complete beginner who's never landed a client before in the past, has barely any portfolio or anything like that, or experiences. Obviously I'll completely change that for you. Mindset shifts, everything you know that you need to know, practical advice, of course. You could be someone who's more intermediate, where they've landed a few clients in the past, they've made some pretty cool photos, but they don't really know how to make it a full-time career. Or you could be someone who's more advanced in a different genre. You could be really good at concert photography, for example, but you want to make that transition into portrait photography. Whatever it is, as long as you want to make money as a portrait photographer, the course and the program is perfect for you. So yeah, if you want to check that out, start fast tracking your portrait photography progress, making serious money from this business model, check it out in the top link below. But yeah, that's it for the video though. Thank you for watching. Hope you found this useful. Click on this video right here to learn more about portrait photography, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.